Hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to my channel. My name is Tracy. My friends call me T, not like T-E-E, not like T-E-A, just T. I'm glad you're here. This is my debut here of the Sheetload 2025. A lonely sheet load. So the reason I'm calling it the lonely sheet load is because I'm only going to do one or two cards from the dimensions that Crafty gives you. When it says like the layout but want to make a single card, yeah, I like the layout, but I want to make a single card. And this would, for me, be say for occasions where I didn't have to stamp and color a lot. And good evening, Dawn. Good evening, Linda. Good evening, Chow. Hi, Lori. Welcome. And tonight I decided I haven't used this set yet from the box of the month from Not Too Shabby Shop. So I thought I'd use this one to make the card. Oh, y'all, I'm starving. I didn't eat any lunch. I made a starter pasta sauce, but that's not what I'm having for dinner. What's going on here? Okay, I see. It's just a little bendy. Hi, Jana. Hello, Maddie. Hello, Crafts Creations and more. So I'm going to select a couple of these papers here. And there's some really pretty ones. Let me flip it over though, because I want to go with these tropical flowers. So I think I'll use that for my big design. And I might make two, you never know. And then maybe use, no, I think I'll use this. No, I'm going to use this one for my smaller design because it's got still small designs in it. And these little sleeves are great. I get these on Amazon. Not too bad price because I like to keep my scraps in them. And then I took out some ephemera and I took out some stamps. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to roll with this. I really liked the way that, now I forgot who did it, put stamps all along the edges of the outer piece. So I'm also going to grab some solid cardstock. I don't necessarily want to do this in white, but I might. Isn't that a great collection? Okay, I got you, Dawn. I've been cooking too. And I've got more cooking to do tomorrow. So I've got this color here. And these are 12 by 12 cardstock papers. Let me see if I have a suitable red or green. And this, what I have so far. I have kind of a corally pink red. It's not really red at all. It's pink, but it might do the job. And let's see here. I think that's all. So if you haven't met me, I recently, this doesn't go. I recently started on the Sheetload of Cards design team. And if you don't know about Sheetload of Cards, that's from my friend Crafty Owl, or Call Me Crafty Owl is how she goes. And I have her linked in the description box below. I don't really feel like I have a color there that really feels wonderful with this. No. That's too gray. I will though, because I've been guest designing for these guys and they've been sending me stuff. I guess I'll stick with white. But I want to make a matte, I think, around this portion. This portion already has a matte layer. So I think I want to make a matte layer around this portion too. So this portion is 4.5 by 3.25. So that's how I'm going to cut this. Hi, Shanna. Constance. Good to meet you, Constance. Welcome to my channel. We have a lot of regulars here, but I'm always really super happy to have new people coming in. Now, what did I just now say what that was? Okay, 4.5 by 3.25. So let's go our 3.25. Let's go our 4.5. I'm gonna have to get another piece out, and then let's do, this will be then 3 by 4.25. So that'll go like so. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, you sent a gift membership. How cool is that? I don't know how that works. I wish I knew how to do it. And then I could use the other side of this paper and save paper, but I just might. I just might. Because I'm going to need 4 at 3/4 by 1. Let's see if I can do that here. I don't think I can. 3/4. Yeah, it looks like I can. 3/4. That looks like 3/4. And then by 1. Okay. 1, 1. Hopefully you guys can see my trimmer yet. And 1. And 1. I trim at the bottom of my trimmer. I just feel like I love it that way. I'm going to save these little itty bitty pieces. Okay, and then I'm going to need strips as well of that same paper. So I still have this much, and my strips are, well, no, I don't need strips because that's these. I need a single strip, which is 1/2 inch by 3.25. So let's go, this is about 3 inches. So I'm going to go down to 1/2 inch and then do 3.25. Okay, so then I just need, dun 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 dun. So, um, funny story here. So I've recently, those of you that know me, had a blood pressure scare. And so I have been doing a reduced sodium diet. Well, friends, what am I doing here? Okay, I'm going to need 3 cardstock 2. I don't have my second page over here with me. Let me go get it here. Wasn't thinking I was going to need it, but I think I do. Okay, 3.25 by 2. So I'm going to cut off 2 inches here. This is a 6-inch piece, 6 inches ish. Okay, let's go that way. So I'm going to cut off 2 inches. This can be 4 by 5.25. All right, let's look at that. I don't think that I need that to be there. We're going to go here. I'm still on the fence about this red, but I might be able to flip it over and use, no, I can't use the other side because it's the same paper. I'm on the fence about that red. Okay, I need this to be 2 by, no, I did that wrong. You guys, seriously? You know the struggles. It's a good thing I have 4 of these. When I get the 12 by 12, I cut it down to 6 by 6. I need this to be 3 1/4. No, 3 1/2. That's what I did wrong. 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. Okay, and then I need the white piece. That's going to be 3 1/4 by 2. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there, friends. I'm gonna go like that, like this, like this. Okay, we're cool. We're cool. And so I don't put my cards on card bases. I just put them on a flat piece of card because of storage issues. Oh, yeah. So going back about my diet, got myself confused there. So when you go on a low sodium diet, you end up, and I've changed my mind about this. Sorry. I don't love it. Together. You end up eating a whole lot more fiber. Well, friends, no one tells you the one thing about fiber that you probably should know. You become a VW, a 1960s VW Volkswagen. So yeah, I'd be walking down the hall. I mean, the gas is real. Oh gosh, I know. I know that's embarrassing. I think I prefer this one, but it's a little on the big side. And I guess I'll stick with what I had. Never mind. Never mind. We'll stick with what I had. 1, 2, 2, 3. Where's the 4th one? Until I slid it off somewhere and it's nowhere to be found. All right, just got another one. I love the not too shabby paper. So this needs to be 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, I'll find it later, but meanwhile, by 1. We'll do the fundamentals, then I'll do stamping and coloring, however I decide to do it. So the layout goes so. We'll do those first. I think I want to pop those up. So if I do pop them up, it's going to be a little harder to stick this down to a card base. So I'm just going to grab a card base. I have card bases. So yeah, you can just call me the Toot Master 4000. Mike bought me a Ninja blender thingy yesterday. And I made a smoothie, and listen, I had about a whole banana, about a cup of blueberries, about a teaspoonful of cashew butter that I homemade so that it's not salty. Let's see, what else did it have in it? It had some frozen strawberries. Enough fruit to fill you up for a day in about that much liquid. It was crazy. You gifted yourself a gift of me. I love that. That's sweet. Okay, so let's get this glued down to this one. That's a little bit uneven. Let's flip it over. Now it's not so uneven. When I give my cards to people, I don't really care about the state of the back of them. And usually they have ink all over them because I'm an inker, as a rule. We might have time to make two. I don't know. But like I said, I'm starving. So I've been having to cook a lot for myself because you just can't have prepared foods on a low sodium diet. It's just a really bad idea. Although yesterday I had a gigantic cheat and I had box mac and cheese, the Velveeta shells and cheese. Oh Lord have mercy. I love that stuff. Um and let's see, I don't know. I ate everything I wanted to. If I decide to have a cheat day, I cheat all day long. Let's pop that up. And so I cheat maybe once every 10 days because I just can't take it anymore. Because when you don't eat salt on your food, everything tastes sweet. And sometimes you just want a savory taste. You don't want sweet. But today, yep, I did Velveeta shells and cheese only. I threw away the shells because I don't know how long they've been on the dang shelf. And made it with fusilli, which is kind of that curly elbow mat. And I only made about maybe a half of the amount of macaroni that's in the normal box. And I added about a cup of cheddar. It was bad. It was really bad. I just listen, I document everything I eat. If I don't, then I won't do it. I know myself. I'll just say, yeah, I'll get it tomorrow, and then I'll just start cheating and never stop and go right back to eating eggs and sausage and bacon and buttery toast for breakfast every morning. So I document everything I eat, but when I have a cheat day, I just document. I don't document what I ate, like the amounts of sodium. I don't add those up like I do every other day. I just write, this was a cheat day. I'm embarrassed to say how much sodium I had. I love mac and cheese. It's my favorite. It's my favorite food. Okay, so I added glue to that so that it would have a little wiggle room. And there's that part. Now I'm going to add these little pieces here. And if they're 3/4 of an inch, I don't know how it is that I end up getting mine longer than they should be, but I do. And that's okay because they can be trimmed off. So let me grab the ruler here. And I think I'm going to use this side right here. And I like to just put a magnet down on my ruler so that it stays kind of put where I want it. Yeah, I mean, so I checked my blood pressure the other day at Walmart and it still wasn't wonderful, but I don't necessarily trust those machines. Um, and I had forgotten to take my medication that morning. It's just me. It's just the rule of who I am. So it was still higher. It was pretty high. It wasn't high as when I got the scare, but it was still pretty high. And I got discouraged because I thought, well, I'm going through all this work and it's not changing my blood pressure, which is the whole point of it, other than the fact that everything we eat apparently is poison. Was walking through Walmart the other day with Mike shopping, and first of all, they have a very poor selection of low sodium foods, and everything down the center aisles that's I call it now the poison aisle. Nothing but chips and salty snacks and sugary snacks and all the things that I absolutely love but won't eat. And so I was just thinking that felt kind of like a little bit of a conspiracy there. Um, with Big Pharma to get us to hurt ourselves so they can medicate us. I know that's crazy thinking, but Yeah, the pasta is too high in carbs, but pasta itself doesn't have any sodium in it, so I don't necessarily worry about it for the carbs. I don't know how I got this one right. Oh, I didn't get it right. Okay, we're good. But I can enjoy it, but it's when you cook it without salt, ugh, that's all I can say. Ugh, it's pretty bland. But like bread and stuff is loaded with sodium, so I'm scaled way back on any breads, and I have that low carb diet bread because it's low in sodium compared. So if I want bread, because I can't eat oatmeal without toast. I don't know why. I guess it goes back to childhood, and I have been eating a lot of oatmeal. Okay, we've got those parts. I haven't tried half salt, Cheryl. I've tried no salt, and it's okay. I don't want to eat a bunch of it until I've consulted with my doctor, though, because I don't know if it's safe with my blood pressure medicine. I consulted Dr. Google, and I got mixed results on that, and so I felt like my best bet was to talk it over with my doctor when I go in August. And that's the whole point of me keeping the journal or the food journal is so that I can kind of track and say this is what I've been doing. Do you think I'm doing the right thing? Blah blah blah. Yeah, you're right. What you top it off with does have enough salt. You can't even believe, when you start looking at labels, how much is in things like Parmesan. Oh, that stuff is whoo, so delicious. And so I don't use it, or if I do, I weigh it and I count it, and I have to trade it off with something else I ate during the day. So I do kind of like the whole Weight Watchers thing where you do trade-offs. I want to pop this one up too. That just gives it more. I know, you're right about Dr. Google. Trust me on that. Okay, where are those stamps? Let's look at the stamps here. I always lose those. And I could do, these are solid though. I kind of want to do those. Let's see, was the other one? I thought I saw another one here. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll do this one before I go popping things up and going crazy. Hey, Reagan. I can't wait to see it. See, I feel like I want to color that instead of stamping it, but I think I'll just stamp it. And I'm going to stamp it. Let's see, do I have a corally colored ink? I bet saltwater taffy, huh? Yep, I'm going for saltwater taffy. I'll just use the oxide because the distressings I don't feel like stamped that great. My stick is losing its sticky. Hey, Di. So yesterday we had a turkey breast that's not, injected or any of that stuff. I had Mike cook me that on his Traeger. So I'm looking for dinner. I'm looking forward to some homemade pickled beets. So I pickled my own beets. I even peeled and boiled my own beets. And before you come after me about beets, I love beets. And some what are those artichokes? Some artichoke hearts and artichokes. And the turkey. That's what I get for dinner. And I might have a slice of Swiss cheese. No, I'm liking the saltwater taffy is working out good. Just keeps picking up my paper. I probably have a corally color ink in Catherine Pooler inks, but I have those put away long, far away. They're meant for destash, but I just haven't gotten around to doing any kind of destashing. Because I don't use them, and I hate for them to just dry out because they haven't been used, because I did pay for them. Okay, and then I'll do my sentiment. Uh-oh. These are so sticky. Sticky. I'm going to do Sending Sunshine and Smiles. Right here, right over top. I think we'll do a second one with the ephemera because I do want to use the ephemera too. It's got the cutest little puffins. Is that what they call puffins? What are these things? Where are you guys? It must be on the other side. These little guys. Well, maybe they're penguins. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just fussy cut a couple of these out. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Since I'm only making a single card. So I'm going to do black. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use my Stellar because I love this ink. Elizabeth, you need to put your Blue Night thing on yours. It really helps you with lightly touching on the ink. I want this nice and deep black. Oh, golly, Mary, I'm bummed that you have to go to the dentist too. And hi, Pam, didn't see you come in. So I clean my Simon Hurley ink, this one and this black one, with alcohol. And then I take water and just spray right over top to clean off any residual alcohol. And it gets all the black ink off. I was lurking on Elizabeth's channel when she was talking about how it stains, but if you clean it with alcohol, it won't stain. Oh, I did, Maddie, when we first got the foam stamps, the Simon Hurley foam stamps, I got out of Catherine Pooler and did a comparison. Okay. See, I told you I lose there it is. I don't want to lose those because what ends up happening is I'll set these down on something, a stamp will slip off, I won't notice it, and it'll be lost forever. Okay. So back to this. Now I can pop this up. And I'm going to fussy cut a couple of these little guys and put them on there because they're just too stinking cute not to. And I want a higher profile here. Go with this one. Oh, yeah. I don't mind if they're stained either, depending on how badly stained. And if the stain gets to the inner portions of the stamp that you don't stamp down, don't love that. Yeah. Okay. No, it's not a dark stain. It's not bad. Not like the Catherine Pooler Midnight does. Whew, that stuff really. I mean, that's what you see in the bottom of my Misty is I had stamped out this, it's a stamp. believe it or not. And I had stamped it with Catherine Pooler, and the whole thing turned black. It still works like a stamp if I wanted to, but I'm not a super fan of full background stamps like that. I use them sometimes, yeah, but it's not a pattern that it just came with something else, or was one of the very first stamps I bought when I very first started stamping, which was, oh, maybe 5, 6 years ago. Other than the stamping back in the 90s, before we had any stamping tools, and I said, nope, this isn't for me. All right, let's grab a couple of these little guys. Um, oh, they're so stinking cute. Okay, I want this little guy sitting here with his eyes open. And I'll leave just the like the minutest amount of border around him. Like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Very small. Like a 32nd of an inch, maybe even less. They're still easy to cut out. Let's get the little relaxing guy. The reverse garbage, that sounds like fun. Oh, I'll be watching your haul, I think. If I'm not, haven't fallen asleep. I've been doing that. That's the other thing about, oh no, that just has to do with getting old. I'll be sitting there wide awake watching a YouTube or something. And the next thing I know, I'll wake up with my mouth wide open, drool running down my chest, going, wait, what happened? And it's no reflection on the YouTube channel or what's playing on there. It's just, look at how cute those little guys are. Oh, Lord. Okay, I need one more. I just can't help myself. Need this guy right here. Is there any of them closer to the edge? No, I think I want the happy one. Little bean looking one. He looks like a little bean. Yeah, watching TV too. And then that's why if I have the slightest inkling that I'm sleepy, I'll put on something that won't upset me that I missed it, because most of the time I binge watch things. Because it's really weird, like on Netflix, when you're watching a series and you go back, because you fell asleep and you don't remember where you were when you fell asleep because you fell asleep. It'll tell a little bit about the episode, but nothing really to kind of indicate where you should be. So sometimes I'll go back and I'll find out, wait, I've already seen this. Okay. You could be sitting on the sending. Or maybe this guy is going to be laying here. No, I want these guys to be friends. And this guy can be chill over here. What do you guys think? Right, Cheryl, I understand. Yeah, time conversion is no bueno. Okay, I'm going to pop these guys up. So this is a very poppy card. Um, Let me find my tweezers, friends. Here they are. Start with this one. These are very tiny. Pop him right there. You're gonna need to scoot over just a wee bit. There you go. Hey, come back here. Don't be afraid to cut up your pattern paper, fussy cut it, because I can scooch just a little bit under that guy. I'm not sure I want this one. Feel like it might need one more just to balance. So let's see. Oh, this guy right here, because he's headed the right direction. It's stupid o'clock. Yeah, no, that's why I have my notifications turned on. But still, like, sometimes, like, Di was live the other morning, and I think it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for us, for me. But sometimes I'm awake at 2:30 and I can't get back to sleep. So if somebody I know is on and live, I might pop on instead of trying to go back to sleep, what I should be doing. So today I made my own chorizo with no salt, and I made my own Italian sausage with no salt. I tasted it because I made it like a starter pasta sauce, and basically it's just everything except for the tomato sauce. It was okay, but again, it was a little too sweet tasting for me. Yeah, I like it with the four guys. Four penguins are always better than three, right? So there is the one card. Uh-oh, it's stuck together. That's okay. With the sheet load. It looks like I have time if I'm quick to do a second. And the way to be quick is to just cut this entire strip. Let's do a second one because I really want to use the ephemera, and I think I want to do one this orientation. Okay, let's get these out of the way. Let's grab the papers. And I think I will use the little penguins. I just hate covering them at all. And there's just not going to a lot be showing up. Let me see if there's one with small. Look at these guys. Are they so cute? Well, I have an idea. The only thing I couldn't find a paper that I felt good about right there. Let's see if I have something, maybe craft. Craft, huh? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So what I'll do with this one is I'm going to use this. I'm going to cut this piece down to 4 by 5 1/4. It'll go down like so. And then I need one that is and I want this. Oh, you know what? I've messed up when I cut that, friends. Do you see what I did there? Because I said I wanted this to go this way. Okay. Save it for later. I had a nap today, you guys. I fell asleep watching Elizabeth. uh, okay, so we need 4 by 5 1/4. Then we need 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And that's going to be a solid. Not 5 1/2, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I'm thinking 5 1/2. What the heck is she talking about? It's going to go like, yay. They're still pretty much covered up, but it's fine. And then I'm going to need, that's 3 1/2 or 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to need this to be 4 1/2. 3 by 4 1/4. Then I'm going to need this to be 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. I'm going to need my white piece. Let's see, do I have a big enough white scrap over here? If I do, it's lost. Move all you guys out of the way. Um, Okay, we'll just grab another one. I'm running out of my accent opaque paper, and the thing about it is it's gone up to like 35 bucks for a ream. Mama Juju had chat GTP, read the chat, it was funny, and a lot of chatter. I don't know what you mean by that. It should be 3 1/4. It goes like that, and then I'm going to need the long strips. I'm just gonna do, okay, so this is 2 inches, so let's cut off a 1/2 inch. And then this should be 2. That's gonna go like yay. And then we'll do 3/4. 4. Try and get this done on time. 1, 2. Oh, I'm so excited though that you're doing that, Dawn. 3. Oh, speaking of Dawn and myself, I won't be live tomorrow because it's the holiday, and I'll be making my second cheat day of the week. And it's okay, I'm not mad. So I'll be preparing foods all day. We're gonna go make this one a quicker one. Okay, pull this one down to that one. I can't hardly write anything out. Even if I did, nobody would be able to read it, even including myself. I would have to type them out. And even then, because of dyslexia, I have to proofread very closely. And that's probably why I absolutely cannot stand blogging, because it takes me so long to get it right. This is a pretty thick paper, so I don't need as much to support it. It's probably 120 pounds. Make sure I get going the right way. Oh, hi, Delise. Yeah, you can catch me on a Thursday night. Usually, most Thursdays. I'm not as consistent as some people because I got a lot to do. And like right now, I've got a new release coming for a design team, and I'm busy making samples, not to mention recording videos. So there's that. Plus, I have to do all the cooking for myself, and of course, I have to clean up too. And I have to watch TV because that's what I do, friends. Okay, let's put these pieces on. Now I have to decide how I want them measured out. Okay, I'm going to find the middle here on this T-roller. Let's go right here. Now my magnet trick's not going to work with that. Let's do it. Let's go from this side. Flip it over. So I've got these two little dots. See these dots? I'm going to use them as a guide. I'm going to center my pieces-ish. I'm just going to kind of eyeball them to the center of that. Yeah, Maddie's here. Elizabeth's here. You see crowns. What the heck are you talking about? Oh, those things. Yeah, I don't particularly want that on my channel, but it looks like I don't have a choice. I don't want my friends competing to see who's number one. You guys are all my number ones. But if it's what YouTube wants, it's what's happening. Try to get these going the right way. Hi, Roberta. Hi, Diane. But never mind me. I'm just a weirdo. I don't mind it. I don't mind being a weirdo. Fine with it. Okay. So that's not going to open because it's obviously not a card. It's just a card front. All right, back to business here. We've got this little piece right here. Let me do with what I want with this piece before I think I want these to head north. Let's good. Let's look at the ephemera here and see what I want. Oh yeah, we're all weirdos in here. Yeah, yeah. The penguins are from Not Too Shabby Shop. Look at this guy. Let's see here. We can do this guy. Oh, look at him. And I don't mind if he sticks out over, but he does fit on there perfectly. Are there any word sentiments in here so I don't have to stamp a word? That's my laziness. Oh, you know what? Maybe I will make this into a cluster. I don't want to cover up any of that flour. Not the big one. Okay, I know what I'm doing. That's what I say, but do I mean it? I know, right? How could you not? They're so cute. I'm so used to penguins being in a cold climate or on Christmas stuff that I'm, rolling around trying to figure out what to do. Okay. But alas, I'd like to get done on time so as to not waste y'all's time. And so I can eat dinner before I go visit on Diane's channel. Let's get that out of my way there. Okay. You guys know what's going to happen next, right? The thing that drives Lynn crazy. That I cut the whites off of my ephemera. Not totally. I'm leaving a tiny bit. It's just what I do, friends. Like I said earlier, I'm just kind of a weirdo. I've got a perfectly good piece of ephemera that I'm going to still fussy cut. I like just a teeny tiny bit of white space just to kind of help it be separate from what it's sitting on top of, but I don't need a ton. And I can use the saltwater taffy ink for my sentiment. I saw them when I was watching on my iPad, I thought. I don't know, maybe I didn't. I thought I was watching Elizabeth last night on my iPad, though. I must have been. Maybe I was watching on my phone. I don't know. To see the crowns. Like I saw some earlier, but I don't see any now. That's weird. Maybe YouTube heard me say that I really didn't want my friends to compete. Okay. You guys know me, like, and it's no reflection on my feelings about anybody else, but I do not care for a lot of distractions on my channel as far as like decorations and intros and noise and things going across my screen. I like to keep it simple. And that could just be my laziness, but pretty much it just, I only think about what distracts me, and I know that other people really enjoy, having that interaction, all the things on the screen and all the fun commands and things like that. I'm just right down to business, friends. I wouldn't mind having sound effects, though, noise effects. That'd be fun. That's not distracting. See, I get migraines, and any of that kind of stuff, any too much activity or fast things on the screen will trigger a migraine for me. Okay. So see, I just like them better cut out a little. No, I use, oh, thank you. I'm using an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I'm using, okay, brain, what's it called? Let me run my mouse over so I know. I forgot already. OBS Studio. Yeah, the flashy stuff gives me a headache. That's right. And I think, I mean, and I know like if somebody's epileptic, like some of those flashy things will cause a seizure. So those people know how to avoid that kind of stuff if they can. Yeah, I use OBS, which is free to lease. And I'd be happy at one point to do a tutorial. I know Jay did. And I do, I use something Ninja for guests. But what I like about it and what I don't like about StreamYard is not friendly with my iPhone. It's great with an Android phone, and it's built for Android and Windows, and I don't use, I use iOS. So, I paid for it for a year, and then when they wanted to charge me $275 for another year when they don't really support my iPhone, I said, nope, I'm not, thank you. So I switched over to OBS. Okay. What do you guys think? Yeah, I mean the commands are not necessarily a problem for me either, other than I don't like to do them because I don't, most of the time I'm watching on my phone and I'm horrible at you know, like I'm a person, not a and I see people, and I know my kids did it too. I think I want this to be turned up this way a little bit. Okay, we're gonna pop it. Nope, I want this out. I'm not loving it like that. Okay, let's go right there. That's where it's going because that's where it is. Little guy with his little hat. Okay, where are those really flat ones? Or let's get the low profile. Where is it? It was right here on my desk. Here it is. Thanks, Linda. Yeah, a friend of mine has a lot of that, and a lot of her audience really loves it. But I can't watch her channel because of it. And I really like her, and I really like her work. But that's okay. We kind of get a niche of our audience, and we're good with it. So cool beans. Okay, now I just need a sentiment. And where'd that stamp set go? Here's the wrapper. Here's the stamp set. I could do Aloha. I just want something. I think I'm going to do Warm Wishes. Got a little scrap of white right here. Oh, you found that at a garage sale? Stop it. Oh gosh, I haven't been into a garage sale since before COVID. I've been to a couple of thrift stores, but trust me, they charge way too much for used paper products. Okay. Here it is. And this font, this particular stamp is supposed to look spacey looking like that, like an old typewriter. That you know how the ribbons started getting old back when, if anybody remembers the day when we actually used those. Oh gosh, I don't want to date myself. Yeah, they really are crazy on prices, and I just feel like, you know, I mean, fine, that's fine. If something happens to me though, I don't necessarily want Mike to like donate my stuff to Goodwill because I feel like they charge too much. And a lot of the reason a crafter, at least a crafter like me, goes to a thrift store is because I can't afford the full prices. I found some good. We had this one thrift store and then they closed. I was super bummed about that. And they had, you know, they carried, people donated things like Stampin' Up things and punches and things like that. The Sally Army, you're lucky if you find one little barrel full of crinkled up paper that they want too much money for. Make a crooked fishtail, because that's what I do. Make my things crooked. Yeah, see, I would rather my friends. You're right about that, Roberta. Negotiating is a good idea because sometimes they will negotiate. And I do that with their books sometimes because um you know, sometimes I'll buy old books to cut up. Don't judge me. I like to do that because it's what I do with junk journaling. Okay. I think I want that right there on his feet. You found an easy way to do the fishtail? Do tell. Okay, so for my first episode, very first, and I'll do this once a month after Sheetload since I'm on the Sheetload team. I will do a lonely sheet load. And so this time I did two cards. So the first card we did, and I used for this time, and this is just, by the way, what I love about sheet load, what I love about Kendra's card challenges mostly, and what I love about Craft Roulette is I can use any product I feel like using. There's no pressure to use anybody, any company, one company's product. I can mix and match. I can do my thing. But tonight I decided to use the Chillin' in the Tropics ephemera die cut pieces and papers. And then the stamps. And this was all in the monthly kit from Not Too Shabby Shop. So we've got our little itty bitty penguins here in the tropical, sending sunshines and smiles. I don't have an arrow punch. Ah. And then we've got the single penguin with her little hat and her penguin friends. Wait, how did you drop in rank? See, I don't want anybody to feel bad because they lost their rank. I have no control. Hi, Erica. Good to see you. Thanks everybody for coming for my first ever. Next Thursday I'll be just normal, whatever kind of insanity I do on my channel. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up Isn't that hat adorable? And leave comments, do all the YouTubey things if you're not already subscribed. You know, those things. Everybody have a super happy, safe 4th of July. I'm thinking warmly about all of your animals. See, that's our issue with 4th of July is the animals. I've got 2 pets that, you know, probably should be sedated on 4th of July. A cat and a dog. So, yeah, and if I don't see you, I'll see you over at Diane's channel and then see you around the rooms. It does look like Dawn's hat, huh? Take care, friends. Bye.